Well, YouTube people, I have a treat for you. Mandrake Linux 8.2 installation. A relic from the past. Let's go down history lane and show you guys how we did the Linux install back then. And remember, this was one of the easiest Linux distributions to install back then. So let's just go at it here. And the mouse is a little bit all over the place here, but I hope I can control it. So we just want to do a normal English United States. That's okay. It says down here we can use the advanced button and whatnot. We will just click OK. It gives us some instructions. It gives us a license. We'll just click accept. Please choose one of the following class of installations. So we can do a recommended and an expert and install, upgrade packages only. Let's just do the good old install. No valid device was found. Okay. Can we go back? Okay, so I had to fit around. I had set to the hard drive bus technology to something newer than this kernel support, so I had to change that. So it seems to be working now. And you can see we are on kernel 2 point something. I can't remember it right now. Anyway, let's try again. United States, accept the license. Let's do the expert, because the recommended will just do everything automatically, basically. So we want the expert mode. It's installing the drivers found, bus logic, multiple SCSI interface. Do we have another one? No. Standard mouse, US keyboard, standard security. And now we need to create our file system. We have ext4, we have generalized file system, swap, fab, and whatever. So let's create a new one here. And we want this to... Oh, wait. I think we need to create swap first. That's what we did back then, if I'm not mistaken. So let's do... Where do we have... You can see all of the file systems that's supported down here. DOS, EU, EFI... Hidden, IBM, Linux swap, that's the one we want. Minix, NTFS, NetBSD, but we want a good old swap partition. Let's just keep it at 250 megabytes. Of course, it can't have a mount point. What is preferences down here? Extended primary. Let's just do this here. Then let's create a new one, and let's just keep this our root partition. Let's do the OK key. And let's do done. Partition tape to drive SDA is going to be written to disk. Yep. Let's see. Nope. Choose the partitions that you want to format. We want to format these two partitions. Let's click OK. Now it's formatting like a good old boy. And now it's asking us... If you have all CDs in the list below, click OK. If you have one of those CDs, click cancel. If only some CD or if some CDs are missing, unselect them and click OK. So I only have... Which CD? What CD do I have? Let me have a look, because I think I need to download some more CDs. Download edition. I don't have any of these. I only have disc 1. There you go. Package selection. Office workstation. KDE. No, I don't want the GNOME desktop. Let's just set okay. We can have networking firewalls. I don't think we can use the network because the servers is more than likely not up, because this is an old ass system. Let's just do gaming station, multimedia station, individual package selection. I don't. That's just other graphic environments. You know what? Let's try KDE, because I used to use GNOME back then. Let's click OK. We can go in and we can select extra packages here. So let's see KDE. There is some with KDE in here. But anyway, let's just install this. Oh, this is it. Set up the root password. And let's do it like I did back then. You probably can't guess the password. And click OK. Let's make a user. Let's do test. And you can probably not guess this password. Let's see what kind of user icons we have here. Oh, I can be a shoe. I can be a doggy. I want to be a doggy. Accept user. We have done that already. Choose the Windows Manager to run. Let's do no. And what is it here? Welcome to the world network. We can't auto detect because we cannot go onto the network. Choose the connection you want to configure. Let's just do a LAN connection. You are now going to configure the local network. You are now going to configure the local network connection. Yes, sir. And now it wants a driver here. Oh my god! I think it's just one of these Realtek ones. So let's try this one here. Auto probe. Do you want to try again? No. Let's just click no. Okay. So now we have a summary here: mouse, keyboard, no printer. Time zone, that's not that important. Let's click OK. Welcome to the network configuration. We don't want to do any of those. Choose which services should be automatically started at boot. Let's have a look. Here we have ALSA, GPN, XFS. So this could be really, really neat to look at. Again, my mouse is all over the place in here. Click again here. We can have daytime, Padmon, internet. Well, we can't really connect to the... Let's keep that up anyway. Rsync, services, time. What's the other one? We have file sharing in NetFS. Let's just click okie dokie. Now it wants us to use the bootloader. So, young links or old links. Back then we used Lilo quite a lot. We can still use Crop. But Lilo was used by a lot of distributions back then. So let's just click okie dokie. Here are the different entries you can add. You can add some more or change the existing one. Yeah, these are okay. Let's just add... Which type of operating system? Oh, I don't want to add anything. Let's cancel here. Let's do done. It's installing the bootloader. So now, again, this was something we also did back in the day. It's asking us, do you want to do a boot disk, floppy disk, in case Windows crap all over you install, or you are poking around where you should not be poking around as things go boomy boomy, you have a boot disk. I will say no ski. Now we have to choose a monitor. And I have no idea what virtual machine monitor we can use here. Also because widescreen was not that well supported back then. So I think I will just keep it as this one up here at 70, the high frequency Super VGA 1024 times 768 at 70 Hertz. So let's just use that one. And here we can then choose how our resolution should be. Let's just do that one there and keep the color scheme. Click okie dokie. I can set up your computer to automatically start X upon booting. Would you like X to start when we booted? Yes, sir. Congratulations! Installation is complete. Remove the boot media and press return to boot. And then some more information and whatnot. So let's see if this actually works. Now it's sending out a kill signal. I probably should remove the drive here. Oh, it automatically removed it. So we are now in the boot screen for Mandrake Linux. Let's see if it's actually working here. And here we are. I did scale up my virtual machine, so I may need to... So let's click next. You can now choose your desktop and the theme you want it to be set as. So we are going GNOME. Default, Chinese, Prost, GTK, Helix. I really, really like this one here. Let's click next. Mandrake privacy policy, personal identification. We don't want to do mail, no. Finish, we are now done. Booting into GNOME. GNOME hints. Let's close that one down. There you go. It's a little bit better. Again, the resolution is not as good as it should be. But again, we are running an old system here. This is GNOME. This was when GNOME was actually good. I like this. They actually do have their control center. The GNOME control center. Oh my god. Oh my god. Sounds, peripherals, background. Let's change the background. Use a picture. Do we have any pictures? And we browse. We should have downloaded some pictures. Could we? Or let's use a solid. Let's use the horizontal one and do like this. Okie dokie. Apply. That's a little bit better. Okay, that's definitely not better. Let's do that, and let's do that. Okay, now we can see what's going on up here. We can close it. What are we doing about here? GNOME Control Center 1.5.11. Copyright 2001. I miss these old GNOME days. So actually, let's see what we have down here. What do we have here? GNOME Mail, GNOME Browser, GNOME Terminal. So let's do a good old top. You guys can see what it's doing here. And I'm only using one core, of course, but you could pause the video and see what we are doing here. Let's clear that one. Let's do a uname. Oh crap, I'm on a American keyboard. So we're using 2.4.18-6 Mandrake kernel, and it was built Friday, March the 15th at almost 3 o'clock in 2002. In 2002. Like, this is almost 20 years old. Almost. We have a help center. We have now Talis. So this is their file system, their file manager. This is what basically files or the current file manager you're using on GNOME. Look at this as the precursor to that one. Nemo is more a better representation of what now Talis was back then, if you want a modern representation. But I love this. We go in here, we have a tree, we have news, we have notes, we have help, we have history. I honestly believe that this is actually a better file manager than Nautalis, than files and GNOME is today. Here, preferences, beginner, intermediate, advanced. You can set, what kind of levels you want. There are bookmarks. This is actually also a firewall, a web browser. So if you was on the internet, we could. I don't know if it's a web browser. I'm making stupid. Yeah, you can actually use this as a web browser also, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I don't know what this thing down here is. Properties. What is this? Oh, it's a mail checker. Ah, gotcha. So yeah, this was the file manager back then. What do we have here? Lock screen, screensaver. Let's look at the menu. Mandrake menus, applications, accessibility, development tools, monitoring. You have Xkill and stuff like that. Publishing, boot, GNOME. I won't go over everything here. You can just pause the video if you want to look at it. We will go into the control center and see if they're using the Mandrake controls. We have software manager and Mandrake update. What do we have in multimedia? Good old GIMP is still in here. Oh, XMMS. So this was like Winamp for Linux. I used to use this a lot. Like, I had like at that time, I think it was 3 or 4 gigabytes of MP3 files. And back then that was a lot, Like, most people didn't even have many MP3s, if any. So I was like one of the, in my circle of friends, I had like all the new music almost. What else do we have in the multimedia? Yeah, GIMP. I want to see how GIMPs look like. So this is GIMP. Continue, 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 continue. So this was how GIMP looked like in 2002, I think we could say, or 2000, from 2000 to 2002-ish. Let's see what the copyright is saying here for this GIMP version here. Well, version 1.2.3. That's how that looked like. I can just click there. And I actually used GIMP quite a lot back then also. I actually like the old GIMP. The new ones, not so much. networking, we have file transfer, we have ICQ client, Evolution, Pan, we have Mozilla. So this is the precursor to Firefox. So this is really, really funny about Mozilla. 0.9.8 based on Gecko. So that's, I guess this is from February the 4th, 2002. So a lot of this software here is from around 2001 and 2002, which is really, really interesting that, again, like almost 20-year-old software. But yeah, this is actually Firefox before it was called Firefox. And again, we don't have any internet set up, so we can't go and mess around with that. I don't know if I should, you know, open up some internet or set up some internet. What do we have in Office? Time management. No. Terminals. We have GNOME terminal. That seems to not want to open up. Oh, it's there. Oh, I think because we already have one open. Let's click that one down. What to do? Administrate your system. Enjoy music. So there's a little guide here. And again, 20 years ago, people. So this is the GNOME menu. So we kind of had like a duplicated of menus here. Favorites, applets. We can get like, let's see, what do we have here? Fish, I think I use that quite a lot. If it wants to show up, that is. Oh, here it is. It's down here. I kind of like this. Wonder the gnome fish say. I used to have this quite a lot. I actually really, really like this. I can also move it. I think I actually had it over here. There you go. What other fun things, applets, do we have here? We have clocks we can use. We have a clock. Oh, it's just down here. So we move from panel. Oh, I fucked up the spacing here. Panels, we can go in here and we can edit menus, properties, panel manual, create panel, add panel, all properties. We can now go in here, we can put it up on top if we want to do that. We can give it a background, auto hide. I actually really, really like GNOME back then here. And we actually go in here and see what version of GNOME this is. Oh, the Surface Manager. Oh yeah, they use that quite a lot. Desktop. Box TTK theme. There's so much you could get into here. We have the trash can or trash bin or what we'll call down here. We have Mandrake Store. We have Mandrake Online, which is like a social media thing. Mandrake News, Mandrake Expert, the interwebskis, Control Center, the CD-ROM, and our home folder. So if I click that one, we'll go into our home folder here, and we can again, you know, make a new folder and call it Gibberish and put that in there. It's not a bad theme, to be honest. It's not a bad theme. But how is the Control Center looking? So let's putting in this good oldie password. So this is like the Mandrake Control Center that then merged into, if you're a Mandriva guy or Open Mandriva, they're using, you know, the successor to this here. And PC Linux OS is using a successor to this here. And again, Mandrake Linux 8.2 Bluebird. And you can go in here and you can customize your boot disk, you can configure boot, you can auto install, you can go in and configure hardware. We can our display, keyboard, mouse, printer, scanners, mount points, manage hard drives, NFS mount points, Samba mount points, partition sharing, network connections. We can go in here, set up connections, security levels, systems, menu, services, fonts, date and time, software management. Let's have a look at that. Would you like? It looks like you don't have configure a source for your security updates. Do you want to do? We don't want to do that because we don't have internet and stuff like that. So this here is basically how they did software with Mandrake back then. Let's go here. You can see. I think some of this. I think it only are showing what we have available on the CD. Even we have Tinker, which is a Python. a GUI thing from back in the day. We can install, remove, define sources. So you can see here, it warned us, or it say that we have seeded 1, 2, 3, and 4. Why is it's down here? But at least 1, 2, and 3, and I can actually go and download them if I want to, because they were on the website that I was looking at. And then you could just download software from the CDs, and that was basically what I did back in the day, because I had bad internet or slow internet. So I bought SUSE Linux, or Mandrake Linux here, because it came with, when you bought the distribution, it came boxed with it's all of the programs from the repositories in either CDs or DVDs later on. Let's go up. Oh, my mouse wheel is not working. Let's do development, graphical environment, GNOME. So you basically just went in here and were like, yeah, I kind of want GTOP. You click there and you install it because it was on... and then it was like, so you click there, you click install, and oh, my watch is going off. You clicked install, and it is asking for your... it should ask for your CD. Let's see what's happening if I do this next. Please insert, disc 2, I don't have that available. But this is kind of how it went. It was like, hey, please insert, CD X, Y, and Z with number blah, 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 blah. You put that in, and then you got your software. Because back then, the Linux software repositories was not that big. So you could basically just, had everything on CDs or later on DVDs, as I said. Or if you have good enough internet that you can download a shit ton of programs and stuff like that, you could utilize the online updates and the online repos. So yeah, just messing around with this a little bit. I get it. I start to get sidetracked because I'm looking at things. When it's like 20 years since you used it the last time, you get a little bit like, ooh, I remember that, and let me try this, and oh, what happens if I click there? Oh my god, yeah, that's also right. I remember that right now. How that works and whatnot, and it's actually really, really, really fun. But anyway, I hope this was a little bit interesting for you guys. See you all later. Bye-bye.